Okay then, so I have two cameras on, as you can see. There's this one, so you can see what I'll be doing with the tweezers. I'm going to be using two sets for this, just to try and be extra sort of safe with this spider. Obviously the venom potency of this spider it's a little bit kind of like, not so much unsure, but there's basically, as to what I know, there's been sort of two cases of spider bites. One resulted in the gentleman having the arm removed. The other one, the person died. I'll put a link to that article in the description of the video. If you have a read through the actual whole report, then you're welcome to do so. So I don't know anyone that's been bit by it personally. I obviously don't plan on being the third person. It's just one of those things. Just take care when dealing with any spiders, especially ones that do have potent venom. The second camera will be used for getting the close-ups of the actual spider. The camera down here is really, really good. So hopefully I'll be able to get some really sort of good shots of that. So what I have in front of me here, if I just sort of hold this up to the camera, this is the actual new enclosure that the spider's going to go into, and then the other enclosure is where the actual spider is. It's been in it for quite some time, and because you don't see it very often, because obviously it sort of hunkers down and buries itself under the sand, because I haven't seen it for ages, I just thought it, I didn't realize how much it had grown until literally about a week or two ago. And I looked and I was like, wow, that's actually grown loads. So I've been putting food in. It hasn't been sort of taking the food, but I've noticed that the food has been being taken. And now I looked in there and it's there's some malts up there and all sorts. So you can see I have some tape on the top of this. I'm going to take the tape off. The tape was there as an extra. Oops, I've just knocked my. As the tape swung, it sort of just got sort of hooked onto the gimbal. The spider is out, which means it's probably hungry, which is really, really good. So yeah, because of the venom potency, or the unsure sort of potency of the venom, this is not a spider that I sort of handle. I've literally never handled it. I would never encourage it. I'm really, really careful with this spider. My girlfriend is always worrying about this spider, so I genuinely try to do whatever I can to be as safe as possible when dealing with it. So I'm going to place this just into here, just for a second, and I'm going to see if we can get a better look at it. You can actually see it. You can see it there. It is out and it is definitely hungry, which is really, really good. Hopefully we'll get a good takedown. Interesting to note, I've had this spider for a couple of years now. I've never ever added water in, so this spider does not need water. It gets all of the moisture from the food that you feed it. And you'll also probably notice as well that this is an actual ant kit, which is where I got my ants from, as you can see by the plug there. I was actually talking to a gentleman that keeps ants called Ants Britannia. He actually is from the same area as me, and I was telling him about this. So anyway, let's put this into here. And what my plan is, with the spiders over this side, I'm going to just very carefully, I'm going to try and sort of unnotch the lid, take it all off in one go. So, yeah, not sort of messing around. And you can see the spider just there. Quite a nice sort of shot of it. And what I want to do is I want to get it from the small pot into the larger one. So just to sort of show you as well, by the way, just how fast these spiders are. If I just sort of reset up this, if I just touch this, these literally teleport when they want to move. Of course, this one is not going to do that. So there we go. Let's see if we can get it over the top. That's quite a nice little picture there. See, it's a really very careful. Oops, there we go, straight in. Notice I'm using the tweezers again, and I'm going to keep a little bit of wood in there as well. So that actually went sort of much easier than I thought, to be fair. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but I think I was expecting a bit more sort of running around, a bit more kind of, you know, a bit more sort of chaos. So that went really, really well. I'm genuinely really happy with how easy that was. You can see there's plenty of room in there, and obviously there's also sort of probably I don't think we've even got a tape measure up here. There's probably about sort of 6 or 7 inches or so for of space between the where the lid is and the sand. So hopefully the spider will not be able to get out. Now I am gonna drop some food in as well. I think I should have some food, unless these have all been finished off. Nope. So there's a small little hopper. And then just pop that. Just down here. And hopefully it will take it down. Nope. That's quite a cool little clip. So that's actually the way that they hide. As a really good video of it's called The Spider That Cannot Hide on YouTube, and that's what they do. They sort of they flatten themselves down and they bury themselves. It's one of the reasons that they don't. There's so few bites from this spider, because they live out in the deserts where sort of people don't really tread, shall we say. Whereas when you think of things like your recluses and your widows, they will hide in your shoes and in your coats, and they get into your trousers and things. And usually the bites are caused from when you you put those clothing items on or the garments on, and you apply pressure to the actual spider. That's usually when they bite, because you're basically crushing them. Because they live out in the middle of these deserts and things, people don't really come into contact with them. And obviously if you're out, you wouldn't see them. Again, you obviously got all this sand, and they will just sort of bury themselves down. I mean, if I were to zoom out of this entirely, I mean, obviously you can still sort of see where those legs are. But if you were sort of walking through a desert, and you just assume they're like little bits of sticks or twigs or whatever, you wouldn't sort of see anything. So it's kind of cool that I got that on camera, because I was sort of hoping that I'd sort of feed it, it'd eat, and then it would bury itself. But it's done it a little bit backwards, which is absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can sort of coax the hopper over it. I will say it's very warm in this room. It's like, it feels really warm. I've got a thermometer somewhere. It feels really sort of humid and muggy. So unfortunately, it's not going to eat, which is a real shame. But that does mean that I'll probably leave him for a few days to sort of settle in, and then I'll try and feed him a little bit later. So yeah, hopefully this sort of enclosure will be much more secure for him. Of course, the lid is sort of very well sealed, a few air holes on the top, and that should be absolutely perfect for him. I'm going to stop recording now. I have realised that what I didn't do was I didn't get any sort of photos of the spider, which is a real shame. But it's still nice to be able to sort of have a look at it, and you can see obviously the amount of space in there is a lot better than what it had before. Obviously this one is sort of slightly narrower both ways, so it's probably like sort of 3, maybe 4 times the floor space. Height doesn't matter with the spider, because as you can see, it's a sort of a surface burrower, shall we say. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there, and then hopefully I'll obviously come back to feed that in a few days, and hopefully get a little takedown for you, which I hope you'll enjoy.